So here is part one of your 3-week character unit assignment. You're going to click on 5-day assignment character coloring sheet. Click on view material. Under view material, I've broken down your project into days. These are just guidelines. You can do as much as you want over the course of the 5 days this week. Below is a Google Slides presentation with all of the information on your project. Let's get started on the presentation. For the next 3 weeks, we are working on cartoons, comics, and animation. Part 1 is character drawing basics. That's what we're going to focus on this week. Here are my recommendations for day 1. Review the slides and learn a little bit about cartoons, comic, and animation. Watch the attached videos for the history of each. When it comes to the history of cartoons, the term originated in the Middle Ages and first was described as a preparatory drawing for a piece of art, similar to what we would call a thumbnail sketch. In the 19th century, it came to refer to humorous illustrations in magazines and newspapers. In the earliest 20th century and onward, it referred to comic strips and animated films. It features images drawn in a non-realistic or semi-realistic style. Cartoons appear in many publications such as comic books, magazines, and newspapers. A cartoon can also be animated. The meaning of the word cartoon can have subtle differences. Cartoon can refer to a simple illustration, a style of drawing, or an animation. A cartoon is an illustration drawn in a non-realistic or semi-realistic artistic style. Cartoons in print media can be classified into various categories such as editorial cartoons, gag cartoons, comic strips, etc. They are often meant to evoke humor and laughter. So what's a comic? A publication that consists of comic art style and narrates a story. Comic art uses cartoons or similar forms of images. These illustrations are in the form of consecutive panels that represent individual scenes. Comics use different textual devices such as balloons, captions, and onomatopoeias to indicate sound, effects, dialogues, and other information. Although the word comic indicates that comic books have humorous stories, comics can also belong to different genres that may not have a humorous tone. Be sure to go back to the Google Slides and click on the video showing the history of comic books and the history of animation. Here are my recommendations for days 2 to 3. The first thing you're going to do is select a character that you would like to draw. You could either print it out or pull it up on your device. I want you to pick a character that is popular with students ranging from kindergarten to 5th grade. My recommendation is to ask your siblings. On the next slide, there's a list in case you are stumped. Why are we picking a character for these kids? We're going to be creating special coloring sheets for these students in our district. Next week, you will have the opportunity to pick out one of your favorite cartoon characters. The next thing you should do is watch the attached videos, or you could follow along with the slides to learn the basics of drawing a character using lines and shapes. Or you could actually use YouTube to find a how-to drawing of how to draw your character. The third thing I'd like you to do is to draw a sketch of your character using pencil. Remember, keep those lines light. For days 4 through 5, the last part of this assignment, I would first like you to add some Garden City pride to your cartoon. You can change their t-shirt, hat, signs, balloons, sporting equipment, or anything that you can think of. I'd like you to outline in Sharpie or a thin black marker if you have it. Don't color in this project. Upload your finished work on Google Classroom as a photo. And if you run into any trouble, don't forget, under online learning, there are 2 videos I've created, how to upload your image using your phone, as well as using your computer to upload an assignment to Google Classroom as an image.